Hi, and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to do a quick review on the Remington 870 Express Magnum 12 gauge shotgun. If you like what you see, hit that like button, hit the subscribe, don't forget about the bell, and please leave a comment below. Thanks for stopping by. And here's a quick look at the Remington 870 Express Magnum. This one's rated for 12 gauge, 2 3/4 or 3-inch shells. Made right here in good old America. And then of course, before we go any further, you can see that there's no shells down inside, so this firearm is completely safe. This one has the wooden stock and the wooden handguard for the pump action. And then back here on the butt, this butt pad is really stiff. In my opinion, this shotgun has a decent amount of kick to it. You definitely know that you've been shooting it, and so we're gonna have to get a pad to go over top of this. We don't take it out too often, but when we do take it out, we're gonna need a little something extra back here. This shotgun belongs to my friend, and so far the only thing that he's added to it is this sling here. And you see it's pretty cool. It's black and it holds 5 shells, and it definitely makes the shotgun look cool. I like it. The scope came with it. You can see it's already been tapped in to the receiver. It has a pretty basic scope on it. It's a Leopold. It's a 3x9. I think it's a Varix 2. And then the mount there, I don't know if I can get it to focus, is a B squared mount. I don't know anything about that. I just know that it looks pretty cool, and this scope it's on there. Whoever put it on there, put it on properly. You can blast away. Once you get the focus set to whatever target you're shooting at, you can pull the trigger all day long, and you never have to go back and refocus the rings. You never have to go back and tighten it down or anything. So whoever did the work did a really good job. It is a pump action 12 gauge. Once again, there's no shells in there, but pretty basic. Just chop it up and it's ready to go. Since there's no rounds in there, the action locks out. Let's see if I can see that little tab right there. If you pull down on that tab, it allows you to bring the action back down, which allows you to see back inside. And then when you lock it back up, since there's no rounds, it locks it out again. This is a 5-round internal magazine tube. You can see the tube right there, and like I said, it holds 5 rounds. The action is really smooth. I'm sure it's been used quite a bit before we got it, and it's still in really good condition. There's not any scratches or anything serious on the stock anywhere. You will see 3 of them there, 1, 2, and 3, maybe even 4 if you count that one. Other than that, there's not any major scratching or marring on any of the wood furniture. And then I'll show you a little bit of the barrel. You see the barrel is pretty clean. Even the magazine well is pretty clean all the way up. And we'll talk about that sight here in just a second. And as I roll it over, you can see a little tiny scratch right there. Another little scratch right there. And then the massive amount of damage, which you can see is just another noticeable scratch. It's not actually dug down into the metal or anything like that. It's just a surface scratch. But it is what it is. You notice it. It's hard not to notice it when you're looking at it. It's got a fixed front sight on it. You can see, I don't know how well it really shows up, but it's got the ball. It almost looks like a BB or bird shot or whatever as your front sight. We've got the scope on it, so we don't use the front sight, but I think that's pretty interesting. Somewhere along the lines we'll probably add some white to that just to add to the look of the shotgun itself. It's got the push button trigger safety. Yeah, it's pretty simple, pretty standard push button trigger. I'm not very experienced with shotguns. Never shot one when I was a kid. My brother had one, my cousin had one, a couple other people in the neighborhood had one, but I never got a chance to shoot it. It was be honest, I was a little scared of it. Then the only time I really did shoot a shotgun, I was probably 20, 21 years old, and a friend of mine took me to a turkey shoot competition, and I pulled the trigger 3 times. And since then, until we got this, I had never fired a shotgun, and this one is a ton of fun to shoot. Normally I wouldn't go over my ammo, because I don't really want to get into the debate of Winchester versus Federal versus this versus that. But this, for me being a newbie to the shotgun, I wanted to share my experience with what I noticed in the different types of loads. Today we were using these Federal Premiums, the 2 3/4 1 ounce slugs. At the range we go to, we have to fire slug only. It's a county run range, so it's not like it has a very big budget, and I'm sure you all know what happens when you start firing buckshot at wood and stuff like that. So we have to use slugs. And then here's what the slug looks like. It's the Premium, the Federal Premium Tactical Rifle Slug, 2 3/4, 7mm, and the box says it's a 1 ounce slug. This has got quite a bit of pop to it, in my opinion. Not going to be, tough guy or anything. When we take the shotgun out, we only take a box or 2 with us because we don't feeling like we got into a fight while we were at the range. And this does have quite a bit of pop. It's a blast to shoot, really fun, but it lets you know that you pulled the trigger. That being said, this is a whole different story. This is the Super X 3-inch slug, and it's also a 1 ounce slug. And in my mind, that's not a very big difference. That looks like pretty close to the same size slug. And I found out that today that, at least for me, that's a pretty big difference. And these are the Winchester shells. When we put these in, it was definitely a lot more bang for your buck. I'm not a hunter. I'm strictly a paper target shooter. So I don't know as far as the effectiveness and taking down game, how much, the extra, a 1/4 inch adds, especially if it's the same size slug in it. They're both 1 ounce slugs. You wouldn't expect it to be that much difference, but man, the 3-inch really kicks a whole lot different. Really wasn't prepared for it. I didn't have a really great grip on the front of the gun when I took a shot, so when I pulled the trigger, it was one of these numbers, woo, kind of deals. Sorry, I hope you get what I mean by that. My friend felt the same way. He had a better grip on it. He was a little bit more prepared for it because he saw what happened to me, and he even agrees that, going from the 2 3/4 to the 3-inch makes a huge difference. So if anybody out there watching knows what makes the 2 3/4 so much lighter than the 3, maybe you could leave that in the comment section and let me know. And even if you want to go into, the ballistics and what it does to a deer or what it does to whatever kind of game that you would hunt with it, that'd be great, and I'd appreciate the information. Well, that was the 870 Express Magnum by Remington 12-gauge shotgun. If you like what you saw, hit that like button, hit the subscribe, don't forget about the bell, and please leave a comment below. Thanks for stopping by.